Hi there, welcome to Solana Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. So last week we talked about a bit like, is Solana going to be rejected by the key level of 210 again, or is it going to go above it? And this week when we look at the chart, it seems like it's going to retest that level once again. So for 4 consecutive weeks previously, this level has been tested again and again and again. And this week, it may still be the same reason. Let's find out. Here, we're looking at the chart itself in the weekly time frame, and the price is still trading within this upward channel box. And what's important is it kept trying to break above this 210 level, and if we look at the Bollinger Band corner squeeze, we see a squeeze is forming, so meaning a bigger price move is about to come. Whether it's going to come down to the bottom edge and then subsequently rebound, or is it going to just shoot all the way up, those are the both possible scenarios. However, if we combine Wyckoff technical analysis to look at this, there is a chance for it to go to challenge the purple key level again to reach the upwards of the distribution. So if there are very positive news for Solana coming out, that possibility will become higher. In contrast, if the entire crypto market is under pressure, especially if Bitcoin is going to lead the drop, then that potentially won't be realized. As of this moment, combining these volume that we're seeing over here, sorry about the line, I don't want to draw it, I just want to drag it and so we can see. The buying volume isn't as high as what happened yesterday. However, yesterday's candlestick is, even though it's red, is a neutral sign combined with today's candle. It's basically telling us the bulls and bears have found an equilibrium around $200. So it may still trade sideways a little around or below the 210, as long as there's no crazy negative news going out. However, if it continues to trade sideways, the squeeze that I just mentioned will get stronger and stronger. And eventually, when we reach the point where this blue dotted line or dashed line is crossing the 210 level, let me enlarge it, that's near the end of the year. Assuming that it's going to last that long within this triangle. Eventually, at that point or somewhere near that point, a breakout has to happen, either to the lower half of this upward channel, or going back to test the ceiling, like I said, where the upwards of the distribution is around. So that's the macro picture about what is happening with Solana. The chance of getting back to a sign of weakness is not zero. I would say if the positivity continues, like the negative sentiments doesn't get stronger, this would be 60% upside and 40% down to the sign of weakness. But if the negative sentiment continues, like I said, like if Bitcoin is leading the drop, then this will become flipped, like 40% or even 35% to upwards of the distribution, 60-65% towards the sign of weakness. So it all depends on what's going to happen in the next few weeks. When we look at weekly time frame, because we don't know what's going to happen in future, right? We can just speculate or guess. That would be the case, like I described. If we go to the daily, first thing first, the squeeze, I would say it's still going on. Previously, the purple lines are inside the orange, and it's not a very big price move subsequently in the following 7 or 8 days. So to me, the squeeze is kind of still happening, and the purple lines can easily get back to the orange if the price continues to trade narrow range. Yesterday candlestick is not a good news for the bulls, because this long wick up there and the high volume bar over here is basically telling us it has changed from whatever happened in or during end of August. These long bars still buying at this point compared to what we are seeing now. The buying power, not only that, is lower at the upside or during the run up. During the down, when it tried to rebound, this rejection force is pretty high as well. So in the daily time frame, the likelihood of this price coming down is getting stronger, and I'll take out this line because it has clearly surpassed the resistance level of the buying climax earlier. That's what I'm trying to say. If the price continues to trade along this trend, allow me to draw a line over here. So if the price continues to trade at a narrow range towards the point, again similar to, I guess, Ripple or Ethereum, just a session or two earlier that I did, by next weekend some form of breakout has to happen. Either it break below this upward trend dash support, or it is going to break above this white dashed line. However, that doesn't mean it's over, because even if it does, it's going to find resistance at the blue key level. That's around the 210. And eventually it may linger along right below that line and hit the second test point that's another week away, around the 20th to somewhere between 20th to 22nd. And then that, I hope it's going to be some form of upward trend to the upwards of the distribution over here, because this looks like kind of a ascending triangle when that happens. So hopefully that happens to that side for the people in the bulls team. For the bears, well, that's a possibility. This pennant shape over here basically doesn't imply any indication to which side the price would go. So an automatic reaction to, I wouldn't say this one actually. This has already happened above here. This here, I already have a tag. It's more like a sign of weakness, the first sign of weakness over here that comes down to this light blue key level of around 180. And eventually there would be more LPSYs, and eventually go to the next sign of weakness that's at the green key level, or around the green key level of 150, where the sign of weakness back in the beginning of August has happened. So expect some sideways trading, I would say, if I look at the chart, but don't be overly optimistic whether you are a bull or bear, because there are multiple key dates coming that a breakout would happen, and the squeeze would be big enough to drive the price to go a little bit crazy. So if you guessed the wrong side, it will be a serious price to pay if you forgot